Okay. Hi, friends. We're on day 6 of our 2024 journey for our adoption. And these are a series of videos that are kind of chronological, because we've been on this journey for more than 6 days. But we've been on our 2024 push to get them home for 6 days. We have paid out a lot of money over the last 24 hours. So we bought our tickets, our plane tickets, and it was kind of a whirlwind. I highly recommend, I don't usually recommend credit cards, and only if you can pay them off every month should you ever use a credit card for Sky Miles. But we did end up getting 2 free plane tickets. So myself and my youngest daughter were able to book our tickets with our Sky Miles, and it was only $300 extra. However, the other plane tickets for the other 3, for Jeremy and our other 2 kids, was like $6,000. So, and then Delta flies to Accra, Ghana, and then you can fly from Ghana to Liberia, but there's no direct flights to Liberia, and most of the airlines that do fly in and connect, like United Airlines and Ethiopia Air and some of those, their tickets are higher, and they don't offer the Sky Miles like with the American Express card. So we use our American Express for everything that we can possibly use it for. And we get points. So we had 257,000 points over the last year and a half of doing this. And so we got 2 free plane tickets. This may not be our only trip because we're going to visit our kids. We have no idea if they're going to let us adopt them or not. We're willing to adopt them. We're going to go prepared to adopt them. So in the last 6 days, we are paying out a lot of money. So today, in the last 24 hours, yesterday I paid $6,000 to Delta, or really almost $7,000 to Delta. And then we paid $3,200 to A Sky, because that's the smaller airline that flies from Accra to Liberia. And so we have that done. We'll have about an hour to get off of Delta Airlines onto A Sky. So, and there's only 1 flight in and out every day from Delta to, and the A Sky ticket I can only change once without a fee, and it was $3,200, but it's in Ghana money, so Jeremy got a text message from our bank. He got a text message that basically said, you just spent 44,000 something, but it's in Ghana's currency, not in ours, but it was kind of sticker shock. But really it's only $3,200, so that's for all 5 of us to fly round trip from Ghana to Liberia and back. Our Delta tickets are the bougier tickets that are refundable. So if we decide to stay longer, we're fine. We can stay longer. But our A Sky tickets, we can only change once without a fee. So there's that. I've been in communication with the guy that the reservations at the Tropicana Resort, which is where we think we want to stay. They don't have an oven for us, but they do have laundry services and a stovetop and microwave. And they're basically closer to the orphanage that where our kids are. So we're going to visit them as much as we can. And I appreciate someone gave $30 to our crowdfunding site yesterday. And I got to say it was such a boost, because this trip by itself, we paid almost $11,000 worth of airfare yesterday. We're probably going to spend between $4,000 and $5,000 on accommodations. And then it's probably going to cost us, I don't know, $600 or $700 just to feed ourselves there, transport ourselves around the country. And then if we are if by any stretch, any miracle happens and we're able to bring our kids home, we're gonna have to change our return flights, which shouldn't have terrible fees. Delta also, just to kind of plug Delta and American Express a little bit. So the Sky Miles are there. Delta actually offers adoption fares. So it's a little bit less expensive to fly if you're adopting. So there's an adoption fare that's a little bit better, and it's refundable and changeable, just like the refundable tickets are. So if you're going to fly Delta and kind of do what I'm doing and switch airlines, Delta is actually pretty adoption friendly. It took them a long time on the phone. It's I called the reservations number, and it took them a long time on the phone to kind of figure out what I was asking, because they don't get a lot of international adopting families that call them and ask for this perk, which we found out that, adoptions were pretty popular internationally a few years ago, and they've dropped off quite a bit due to the State Department's issues with adoption and the lack of efficiency and throughput. And we're seeing that as well. We're in a little chat with other families that have adopted from Liberia recently and are adopting that are facing the same challenges, and there's a few parents in there that are really spearheading the throughput process. One family got through fairly quickly. Other families waited for 6 months, and they're both participating in the discussion and willing to talk to people. As I said before, our orphanage director of the president of the agency we're using to adopt our kids, he's going there in person this month. Our trip should follow his. There's another family going for a few days. And the State Department's Office for Children's Issues is also traveling to Liberia soon. We found out yesterday. So there's that, and they're hoping to hear from families. We've emailed them. So we're working on the letter if you guys want to send your own letter, friends and family. And you don't have to donate to our adoption if you don't want to, but I just want to read off the things that we've paid, just because our total paid so far is $61,192.66. And this week, and that doesn't include the $800 visa fee, $60 for passport photos, home study update of $1,000, home study review of $200, fingerprinting for $110.64, and law enforcement background check for $10. So that plus the 61. So I'm just going to read off all the things that we have paid for with some of our own money, some donations, and all that kind of thing. And like a lot of Florida families, we got hit by Hurricane Ian. We didn't have devastating destruction like a lot of people had, but we still do need a new roof. So we got some insurance money for that. Insurance is a scam, I've decided. But maybe I should sell insurance so I can pay for my adoption. But we still have to get our roof put on, and some of that is insurance money that's paying for that, but not 100%. So we're still gonna have to shell out $12,000 or $13,000 of our own dollars. Our neighbor's our roofer, so he's doing everything he can to keep the cost down for us. Still working on some numbers, but so we have that hit too because of a disaster. So there's that. So here's Small World application fee, $250. U.S. state monitoring fee, $550. U.S. state monitoring fee for the second child. So we did a sibling group, $550 again. Letter of intent for 2 kids, $5,000 to Liberia. Home study, $2,000. Home study review by our agency, $200. Small World agency fee for 1 kid. For 2 kids, $10,500. Dossier fee, $3,600. Foreign program fee to our adoption agency, $16,500. Post-adoption, not that one. Post-adoption services we have to get done, $600. We haven't paid that yet, but we will. Fingerprinting, $110.16. I guess it went up it went up 12 cents because it was $110.64 this time, so we went up by 50 cents. Hague training, $149. Shipping for our home study packet, $10.95. Birth certificate, certified copies, $90. Marriage certificate, certified copy, $7. Pre-adoptive care for 1 kid. Pre-adoptive care for both kids in July, $500. Pre-adoptive care for August, $500. Pre-adoptive care for September, $500. And that money basically keeps our kids fed, clothed, gets them to school. If they're sick, takes care of that, obviously. Yellow fever vaccines. I don't have that in here. What did that cost, babe?
It was almost $1,000.
$1,000 for yellow fever vaccines, yeah. Because we had to have a doctor's visit for it. I'm going to add that in. That's not in our 61,000. So let's just bump that to 62. Yellow fever vaccines last forever. Yellow fever can kill you, so it's a pretty important thing to get vaccinated for. You have to show proof of vaccination before you can enter Liberia. Pre-adoptive care for November, December 2022, $1,000. Pre-adoptive care for January, February, $1,000. March, $500. April, May, June, July, August, September. Pre-adoptive care, $3,000. That's 6 months. Where in those 6 months, we've been sitting on pins and needles, thinking, oh, this could be our month, this could be our month, this could be our month. Little did we know that the politics in Liberia, with the U.S. Embassy in Liberia, were not going well. Pre-adoptive care, November, $500. Pre-adoptive care, December, $500. Airfare to Delta, $6,856.20. Airfare to A-Sky, which is the smaller airline, $3,692.60. Visa fees, $800. Passport photos, $60. Home study update, $1,000. Home study review, $200. Fingerprinting, $110.64. Law enforcement background check, $10 to Lee County. So that total comes to $69,265.19, and that's before the $1,000 in yellow fever vaccines. And that is before we've even thrown in the accommodations there, which are going to be like $5,000. So there's a lot of money going out. And I think, this is our choice to grow our family in this way. This is our choice to rescue these kids. And like the number quoted to us for potential cost was like 40 grand. And we are making the choice to take our other kids with us to Liberia, but that's not really changing the cost all that much. I mean, if Jeremy and I were just to fly over there and back ourselves and leave our kids here, even if we didn't have to pay, let's say we just didn't even have to pay childcare, we still have to feed them when we're gone. But let's just say somebody volunteered to keep them for free. We're still going to pay, $8,000, $8,000 in travel fees, and still going to have to pay for the same accommodations because, it's not like a 1-bedroom versus a 2-bedroom in Liberia to make the big difference. And our kids, they won't sleep alone. They share. So it's not really changing it that much that we're taking them. We're actually taking them and caring for them there. But, to be close to 70 grand and not even have the kids in hand yet is pretty sad. And we still have to we're only going to be there we're planning on being there for 3 weeks and coming back home without them. So we plan to go again. If we can extend our stay and get them in this trip, we will. If we get that window, if we think that that's going to work. So day 6, $10,000. Thank you for playing. We spent $10,000 today. Woo! So yeah, so it's kind of scary, but I hope these videos are helpful in kind of understanding the process. And I know a lot of our friends and families are basically just like, when can you go? And I know a lot of the families have had that same problem. And on the YouTube channel, there's actually been some grandparents that have subscribed. Thank you for subscribing, because they have grandchildren that are in the process of adoption, and nieces and nephews. People like the extended family members hurt like this too. They're waiting too. And I have cousins in Tennessee. They're like, when are they coming? When are we going to see them? And our neighbors here are like, when are we going to see the new kids? They're so excited. But it's a ransom. It's not just traditional adoption anymore like it used to be. It's there's something evil that had intent for these kids, and we are disrupting that evil intent and changing their future possibilities. And whether it's just an evil entity or whether it's certain individuals that are just mad that we're taking these kids out of orphan care and giving them a future, they're angry and they're throwing rocks at all of us. And so any way that you can support us, whether it's giving us, $30 on our crowdfunding site like someone did yesterday, which is it's just such a boost, like $5 is such a boost, or just commenting, or I've made an event in our Facebook group focused on our adoption. If people wanted to sign up for 24 hours, because we're going to be traveling, we're going to be driving through the night to go to Tennessee with our kids. And so one of us will be awake, and just to pray specifically for our adoption over that 24 hours. Cause I know that's what our agency, director, that's what he asked. We were like, is there anything we can do to help you? How can we help you help us more? And he's like, you just need to pray. Whatever is there needs to be moved. Whatever is there needs to be resolved. I'm going to go there in person. I'm going to give it my best. But these kids have families, deserve families. They deserve a future. They deserve safety. They don't deserve to be roommates with 37 other people in an orphanage waiting when we have other options. So he feels like this is something that can be resolved. He is not thinking that the program's going to collapse. He's thinking this is something that can be, this conflict, whatever it is, can be resolved. There's a few different investigations going on there's accusations of visa fraud, but no proof that it's ever happened. There's accusations of adoptions, investigations of having falsified reports, but there's no proof that this ever happened. So it's just kind of like a problem. So, but keep us and the other families that are in this limbo in your thoughts and prayers, and whatever you can do to positively uplift us. We appreciate every little bit. Also, we have a load of textiles going out on Monday. So if you live local, bring us some clothes. We'll send it out on this load. We're going to keep collecting after this load, but if we can, this load helps a lot. We're going to help there's a church plant that our church is doing in Honduras. If I sneeze on this video, I'll be so embarrassed because my sneeze is so awful. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. There's a church in Honduras that we're assisting. So we're going to split it between that, the Hamilton family in Fort Myers that adopts medically fragile children, and ourselves. So the more we can get in this load, the better. And we'll do another load hopefully at the end of the month. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry it's so long. Any way that you can help, there's a link in the description below with our crowdfunding website. It tells our story, if you want to read along on our story there. Or if you want to give even $5, it's tax deductible. And we do get it all. I mean, they do like a tiny little percentage administration fee to run their nonprofit, but Adopt Together's kind of like GoFundMe for adoptions only, and they don't take out those fees. And they're incredibly supportive of us and have given us extra, you know, when they can. They've done extra fundraisers, golf tournaments and whatnot to assist us, specifically us, and other families too, but specifically us. So thank you. Bye.